Mike, you there?
You guys hear me okay?
I hear you. What are you on? What do you got? A soup can phone?
It's a string attached to a coconut, like on Gilligan's Island.
Okay. All right, Mike. Thank you for calling in.
But Mike, let me chime in real quick. I got to tell people the best teams of all time, all right?
Please.
The 72 Dolphins, okay? That team is vastly underrated. People forget they went to three straight Super Bowls. They lost to Dallas in the first one, then won the next two. And Mercury Morris is one of the most underrated players in the history of the league. I wrote a book on the 72 Dolphins, not to do a shameless plug, but very, very good. But there's no question the best team, the Bears. That 85 Bears team would destroy anybody, Michael, anybody. That defense was so revolutionary. The coaching there was so revolutionary. And it was just they were a fierce, devastating team that could compete with anybody. You got to go with them. No, number one, no question.
Well, I have no problem with that take. I have no problem with that answer. I just had a problem with the fact that my man Brockman even tried to stuff in the 2007 New England Patriots. But that's neither here nor there. Listen, Mike, I got a couple of questions for you. Jay Cutler, why is he back in the NFL? And do you agree with me on the fact that Fox Broadcasting are the real winners here? The fact that you're never going to hear Jay Cutler call a game, are they the winners or are the Miami Dolphins the winners? And who's the loser here?
Well, I think the loser is Colin Kaepernick because he should be in the league. I could go down a list of teams, not just quarterbacks he's better than, but entire quarterback staffs, the whole quarterback group that he's better than, and he's clearly being blackballed by the league. So he's the loser, but he shouldn't be. He should be in the league. But the Cutler thing was amazing. Like, I get the whole he's in the system, right? He knows Gase. He knows that system. I think some of that is often overblown because if you turn the ball over a lot, it blows up the system.
Right.
And I know Cutler has worked with him, and Cutler had a good season under him. But people are acting like Adam Gase is like Bill Walsh. I mean, calm down. And you have Jay Cutler, who, no offense, he's just not good.
He was
turns the ball over constantly.
He was 1-4 last year. I don't know what they're acting like. Tom Brady retired and he came back like, oh God, Jay Cutler's back.
And they paid him $10 million.
He paid him $10 million, and he woke up this morning and he said he didn't know where he was in his hotel room.
And here's the thing, Mike. he for all the narratives about Colin, it's funny because Cutler sort of fits all the narratives that Colin does. Like, people were saying Colin doesn't work hard. Well, Cutler's notorious for not doing that. Colin wanted too much money. Well, Jay just got $10 million.
$10 million.
It's all the things that people were saying privately, or that people don't like what Kaepernick did were saying publicly. A lot of it fits with Cutler. It's a weird thing. And look, it could work. It could work because Gase is very good at he's the only coach, really, that was able to get Cutler to sort of not be Cutler, to be a professional quarterback, to study, to not throw interceptions, not turn the ball. So it's possible it could work, but it's still Jay Cutler. And I think they will be better with Kaepernick, but I'm one of the few lone people out there. But it's going to be an interesting thing to watch.
All right, Mike Freeman is on the phone. This is Michael Rappaport. What's going on in Dallas? Ezekiel Elliott, investigation, not investigation. How is this going to play out? And why does the NFL take so long to finish out these things and work these things out, or is that a good thing? What's the status of Zeke?
It's a thing that a lot of people around the league are asking. The Cowboys are asking it. Why is this taking so long? And the NFL's in a tough spot, Michael. I mean, if they take too short, they're criticized. If they take too long, they're criticized. There's no question that this is going on a really, really lengthy, a long time. And that tends to point to Ezekiel Elliott being in a little bit of trouble. I can't imagine the league would take this much time and then not do anything. Now, the Cowboys are convinced that he did nothing wrong and he's not going to get punished. But I find that hard to believe. So I think you're going to look at you're going to see some type of suspension. I think it's going to finally happen pretty soon. But it does need, the Cowboys are right when they say this whole investigatory process needs to be fixed because they could probably streamline this. But at least they're doing this. The one thing I want people to remember is just where we were not long ago.
I agree.
With cases like Ray Rice and some of those other cases, they were a disaster. And now the league is seriously sort of looking at this. It's not perfect, a lot of flaws still, but they're at least trying to sort of look into this kind of stuff, and they should be applauded for that.
I agree. You can't win. You can't win with these things. If it's too fast, it's too fast. If it's too slow, it's getting dragged out. Mike Freeman on the phone here with Michael Rapport, Rich Eisen show. Sheldon Richardson talking about my man Brandon Marshall. I'm a huge Brandon Marshall fan. When he was with the Jets, I think he's going to be dominant this year. I think that he's going to bring so much to that the Giants offense. He's going to bring so much to Odell Beckham because the fact that you're not going to double team Brandon Marshall, but you're not going to leave him alone. Why does Brandon Marshall have a bad reputation? Why are they talking greasy about my man B. Marsh? Because B. Marsh is my guy.
He's come a long way, as you know, Mike.
I agree.
He's really dealt with mental health issues in a really brave, great way that will help a lot of people and has helped a lot of people. The Jets were just a disaster, and he was just part of that disaster. And some people in the locker room, Sheldon being one of them, thought he was pointing fingers too much. But the overall point you make is right. He's going to go to the Giants. If you're playing fantasy, take Odell Beckham number 1 in your draft. Number 1. He's going to take so much pressure off of Beckham. You saw some of that last year where teams are really starting to figure out a little bit some of Odell's tendencies and traits a little bit. He's getting a lot more attention than normal. He still had a great season, but you saw the league not figuring him out, but figuring out how to slow him down a little bit. And I think what Marshall will do is open things wide open again. He's not, like you said, he's not going to get double teamed, Marshall, but he's going to draw a lot of defensive attention because he's still very good. He's still a very talented receiver. So he's going to open things up for Beckham, and I think Beckham's going to have a massive, massive season.
I agree, and I think Brandon Marshall's going to have a massive, massive season. And the year before last, what was that? I don't do math, Mike. We're talking about 2016
Me neither, Mike.
With the New York Jets. Brandon Marshall had some sort of record-breaking season. Last year, they had my podiatrist quarterbacking at times. And this year, again, we talk about Kaepernick. You got Christian the Hackenberg, Bryce Petty, and Josh McCown duking it out. And Colin Kaepernick doesn't get a job. I mean, this is a joke. This is a joke.
It's a joke. And this year the Jets have your podiatrist.
Yeah, my podiatrist he took snaps in games last year.
It's bad. I mean, if I was Kaepernick, I wouldn't go to the Jets. But, I mean, if you're the Jets, you should have at least spoken to him. I mean, he's better than every quarterback on that roster by a mile. And he can actually, you put him there, there's no talent around him necessarily, but he will make things interesting and fun to watch. He'll bring fans will be more interested in watching, but that owner will never do it. He will never do it.
What's the owner's name? I stumped you. I stumped you.
Did.
I threw you for Woody Hayes, Woody Shaw. I know this. He's very rich. He has no lips. He's very rich, but for some reason he has no lips. Great guy. Let me into the suites at the Jets games. Great family, nice guy. Who's going to win the Rookie of the Year this year, Mike?
Oh, wow.
Who are going to be the contenders? Is there going to be a Dak Prescott and a Zeke Elliott? Like, are there going to be guys that are really breakthrough rookies this season?
Well, I don't know. I watched Dak Prescott last year, and I couldn't believe what I was watching. I mean, I saw a guy very early on who was just going to really – you could see that he digested everything really well, and he was just going to be a great, great player, and I think that's going to continue this year. You're going to see him really evolve because he studies hard. He takes the game very seriously. Something that Kaepernick does, by the way. He studies very hard. Is still working out. So you're going to see. I don't know if you're going to see any kind of quarterback like that. But the defensive side of the ball is kind of where to look for some rookie prominence, and there's some guys that can scare you a little bit and maybe win the award and sneak in there. But the thing about this coming season, everything's going to sort of, to me, the whole season is about the Patriots. I know.
Jesus.
I'm sorry, Mike. I'm sorry.
Ugh.
But
what do you mean? You think they're going to go 19-0 again? Because that ain't happening, my friend.
It's not 19-0, but
well, they're so great. Why don't they go 19-0? Since they're so great,
well, they might, Michael. They might. I mean, I've never seen a team that was already so good and then add some of the pieces they've added.
Yeah,
it's crazy, and they got a chance to be. I mean, it's going to be scary. They're going to be to me, they're going to be the dominant story this year. Maybe not 19-0. But and one of the problems, too, is that the division is so awful. There's no one in there that can sort of damage them and slow them down. So they're going to cruise through that division and get home field advantage, and then they're hard to beat there. So they're going to be – and the other guy to watch, too, is Aaron Rodgers. He could have a historic season. You could easily see a Packers-Patriots Super Bowl.
Oh, that would be good. That would be good. Listen, I can't argue with you about the Patriots. As much as they drive me nuts, I have tremendous – you can't – argue with how great they are. What can I say? Well, what about McCaffrey? How good is he going to be this year?
McCaffrey?
Yep.
I think he's going to be. We were talking about Rookie of the Year. He's one of those guys that'll be in there, and he gives that team something they haven't had in a while, which is just sort of a very sort of guy who comes out of the backfield, catches the ball well, and is quick. And it's going to take the Panthers are finally saying, I'll believe it when I see it, but they're finally saying they're going to stop just really pounding Cam Newton and running him a lot, and they're going to give it more to McCaffrey and some of the other guys in the backfield. I'll believe it when I see it.
Right. Because
Cam Newton is just too great a weapon, and they rely on him so much to run the ball. But McCaffrey can take some pressure off of him. So he's a guy to really look out for in terms of Rookie of the Year, but also just an impact on that team. They're going to be good, too.
All right, Mike Freeman, thank you for calling in. I appreciate you taking the time. I appreciate the insight, and I appreciate the reality check for Brockman that the New England Patriots of 2007, you gotta be the best.
No,
you ain't the best. It don't mean a thing if
Brockman,
you ain't got that ring.
No.
Do that. Yeah, Mike, thank you for calling in. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Mike Freeman.
The Rich Eisen Show. Weekdays at noon Eastern on radio stations across the country and audience.
If you like that, please download our app. There's lots of fun things there other than just more of the videos you just saw. You can call us from the app. You can email us from the app. Just download it. Trust me, you'll enjoy it.